This is a heartbreaking detail in Avengers Endgame. So when Tony and Nebula were stuck in the ship in the beginning of the film, Tony was the first person to treat Nebula kindly. Like in the scene where Tony says that Nebula won and shook her hand, Nebula was so shocked and even moved back a little bit because she's used to everyone treating her unfairly. Obviously with what Thanos did to her and many more. Tony's the first person to be nice to her, and that is just so freaking heartbreaking. Quick side note, that's why Iron Man is a freaking GOAT. But yeah, with all due respect, Nebula is one of the best written characters in the MCU. Top 5, top 6, whatever. In Volume 1 and kind of in Volume 2, she was filled with anger and rage. And it's not her fault. It's because how people treated her. And where all that changed is when Nebula told Gamora, I just wanted a sister. Like, if you compare Nebula from Volume 1 to Volume 3, it's like she's a completely different character, but in a good way. Like in the scene in Volume 3, she saw what happened to Rocket and what the High Evolutionary did to him. She said this was worse than what Thanos did to me. Guys, Nebula went through a lot. And the fact that she's putting herself down and caring about others just shows you where she came from with everything she went through. And when she found out that Rocket survived and heard his voice, she just started breaking down crying. Yeah, that film makes me tear up every time. But again, Nebula is so underrated in the MCU. One of the best characters in the MCU with all due respect.